Whoa, yeah, that whole wisdom of the ages thing with Homelander was messed up, right? No flashbacks, just him spitting out all that torture he went through as a kid. It's like they cranked the crazy meter up to 11 for Star in that episode. But hey, that's kind of the genius of it, you know? We don't see the little boy getting poked and prodded, but we hear Homelander describe it, and Star goes full-on psycho. It's way more disturbing to imagine it than to actually see it. Plus, it lets Star really shine. The guy's terrifyingly good at playing a terrifying dude. Homelander's just simmering with rage the whole time, waiting to unleash hell on those doctors who messed him up. Definitely not an easy watch, but gotta give it to them. It was a powerful way to show us what made Homelander the monster he is. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Captain Jack Sparrow.
Site today. Oh, could bring her in, would you? I'd love to catch up. Tell her it's a little reunion.
Dude, remember that creepy mirror scene at the end of episode 3 with Homelander basically arguing with himself? Yeah, that was foreshadowing for sure. Homelander's clearly one unhappy camper. Wiping out bad guys and public adoration just aren't cutting it anymore. Even his whole smear campaign against Starlight with Sister Sage is falling flat. So, Mr. Hyde Homelander convinces his not-so-good side to revisit the source, the underground torture lab where he grew up. Basically, we get a live-action tour of his messed-up origin story after that animated peek in The Boy Diabolical last year. But hey, no worries if you missed that one. Wisdom of the Ages fills you in on all the gross details.
I bet you would have won.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I forgive you.
Tragedy of Homelander. How we found out Homelander was basically a lab rat for Soldier Boy back in the 80s. Yeah, turns out they kept him locked up as a kid, pumping him full of that Vought juice to turn him into Captain America 2.0. This episode, Wisdom of the Ages, takes us back to that nightmare childhood. Homelander clearly hasn't forgotten a single horrible moment of it, and boy is he pissed. He heads back to that creepy underground lab, hoping to get some payback on the folks who messed him up so bad. Does getting revenge make him feel better? Well, judging by that bloody, twisted grin on his face at the end, I'd say it did the trick. Not exactly a healthy way to deal with trauma, but hey, it's Homelander we're talking about. The nerves kick in as soon as those damn elevator buttons ding, signaling the start of Wisdom of the Ages. Homelander walks into the office, casually holding a cake. Not the worst last meal, right? He reconnects with a couple of people who helped Vought raise him. The torture is drawn out and miserable because everyone knows what's coming. No one in that room, not even the new employee, is getting out alive. Frank is the first to go. Homelander burns him in the same oven where, years ago, Frank had locked him inside to test if his skin would burn. It didn't set him on fire, but Homelander recalls, "My tears sizzled away," a chilling description of his agony. It's a grim reminder that this hero's upbringing was anything but heroic. The next unlucky soul is Marty Murray Furrow, who climbed the ranks from a low-level employee to a major player since Homelander joined the Seven. But that doesn't matter now. His fate is sealed because he once laughed at John after catching him with his pants down. You can't help but feel a twinge of pity when Homelander recalls that the happiest he felt as a teen was during the 2 minutes of privacy he had at night to masturbate. The writers of The Boys have an uncanny way of delving into the complex emotions of a terrible person at a pivotal moment. I'm relieved we don't see it, because just hearing about it is gut-wrenching enough. It's a vicious cycle. He was treated horribly, and now he's repaying it tenfold. To avenge being nicknamed Squirt, Homelander forces Marty to jerk off in front of everyone, making cruel comments like, "It looks like you're shucking a little mushroom." When Marty can't get hard, despite trying, Homelander lasers his dick off and eventually squashes his head like a bug. It's a lot, and it's not over yet. Homelander's ultimate revenge is reserved for his old pal and the doctor in charge, Barbara, Nancy Lenahan. She walks in just in time to see her worst creation murder everyone in the bad room, splattering blood across the white walls. Her punishment? The memory of this horrific scene will be burned into her brain forever. Ooh, Poof, Homelander leaves the lab looking smug and happy. The episode begins and ends with those elevator buttons, a nice touch, but I worry his actions here will drive him to become even worse. The Boys constantly reminds us that Homelander is vile and seemingly unkillable. Now that he's brushed off his past, what's stopping him? Is this too much gore, even for this show? I appreciate the insight into his upbringing, but man, I'm exhausted by yet another reminder of how awful Homelander is. And I suspect I'm not alone in feeling that way.
You're right, I was gonna tell you to go fuck yourself, but I changed my mind.
Huey's got claws. Not really, but he's trying. The boys are back, and Huey, well, he's still Huey. A lovable goofball, yes, but also prone to some insanely stupid decisions. This season, he's fighting for his life alongside Kimiko, because, hey, gotta keep things interesting. But the real brawl is happening inside his head. Should he inject his dying dad with the dangerous compound V, even if Butcher and Kimiko are screaming no? The answer, in true Huey fashion, is a roller coaster. He snags a vial after A-Train's epic heist from Homelander's lair, but then makes the mostly right call and ditches it at the last minute. Big prop Huey. Unfortunately, his mom, Daphne, wasn't on the same page. Turns out, she's got a hidden wild streak, and now Simon Pegg has a reason to get off the couch, besides snack. Maybe. Buckle up, because Huey's about to learn a whole new meaning of family drama.
So you finally came to
Starlight's public meltdown, from hero to zero, almost. Starlight's got sunshine in her name, but this season, it's raining lemons. Sage, that conniving trickster, stages a hate fest for Firecracker right across from Starlight's house, and things get ugly. Fuss. Firecracker spews venom, leaks Annie's private medical records, including a very personal decision about her and Huey, and turns the entire world against Starlight. Looks like those good Christian values only apply to some heroes. Huh? Starlight snap. We're talking epic meltdown, caught live on camera. That'll make those religious zealots clutch their pearls even harder. Can Frenchie, MM, and even a V-powered Butcher, more on that later, help her out of this PR nightmare? Don't hold your breath. Speaking of Butcher, his visions of Becca are back, a worrying sign for his health. But hey, at least he's got some newfound superhuman strength thanks to Compound V. Just ask the random dude he accidentally turned into an exploding piñata. Brutal? Maybe. Hilarious? Absolutely. Oh. And remember that bloody arrow sticking out of the Deep's head in episode 3? Yeah. Turns out Sage wasn't playing dart. Looks like Deep's got a lobotomy to add to his growing list of problems. Buckle up, folks, because things are about to get crazier than a dolphin high on bath salt.
Now avoid the eye, it's
Sage's lobotomy love affair. From Superbrain to Homelander's henchwoman, Sage, the enigmatic new player in The Boys, is having a rough go. Turns out, being the smartest person on Earth is exhausting. So, what's a super genius to do? Why, ask the Deep to lobotomize her, of course. Talk about an unconventional solution and a hilarious image. This lobotomy explains Sage's strange behavior towards the Deep. 1 minute she's disgusted, the next she's, well, let's just say they get cozy. Maybe she just wanted a break from her own head? Whatever the reason, it definitely clouds her judgment. Her next move? Joining forces with Homelander and the Seven. Is this a permanent alliance, or just a temporary escape from her own brilliance? One thing's for sure, Sage and Firecracker are quickly becoming this season's breakout star. Here's hoping the remaining episodes delve deeper into their twisted pasts. In the meantime, The Boys continues to deliver its signature blend of dark humor, shocking violence, and characters who make us question the meaning of sanity. So this must be a whole crazy ride for you, right? Let's have a coffee and take care until next video.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.